Hey guys, in today's video I am going to show you how to grow and care for the pansies, and at the same time I would be also showing you how you can get lots of blooms on your plants. As you can see, this is one seedling, and today I am going to transplant the seedling in a 6 inches of pot. However, please note that you don't have to use a pot where it's 6 inches deep. You can definitely use a container where, let's say, it's 6 inches wider and 4 inches deep. And that's why you can use a container something like this. As you can see, it's in a round shape, and depth is only 4 inches. For the potting soil mix, I am using 70% of normal garden soil and 30% of vermicompost. Please note that my soil is already bit sandy, and that's why I am not adding any kind of sand to the potting soil mix. However, if your soil is not sandy, then please add at least 20 to 25% of either sand or cocoa-peat to the potting soil mix. There is also one very important thing that I would like to share with you. See, whenever you are selecting the garden soil as a potting soil mix, please make sure that your soil is extremely fine form. It should look like powder, and if it's not, then please do something. Squeeze it with your hand or use any other tool so that it's extremely fine form, and that way your pansies are going to grow really very well. My seedling is really very small, as you can see, and that's why I would like to prewet the soil a bit. Now just trying to pull out the seedling from the tiny pot, making a hole in the center, planting the seedling, and then pressing the soil very gently. Alright, it's done, as you can see, and next I am going to keep the pot in a bright area for next few days, let's say 3 to 5 days, and then only I would be keeping the pot under direct sunlight. And please be extremely careful while watering. Please don't water until and unless topsoil is dry, and this is the same thing I am going to do. And at early stage, if you are going to give it too much water, your seedling would die. That's why please be careful. So guys, this is the result after waiting for 87 days, and I am truly hoping that you are enjoying the blooms at this time. Now honestly saying, I had one more clip which I recorded at the time of fertilizing my pansy plants for the first time, but I really don't know where I kept that clip. Believe me, I checked each of my hard disks, including the external hard disks, but yet I am unable to find that clip, and I am really very sorry for that. But anyway, you really don't have to worry, because I am going to show you exactly how you can fertilize your plants. Now this is one other kind of risk when you want to cover everything from transplanting to flowering, but I am really glad that at least last part is with me. While talking about the sunlight requirements, please note that your plants are going to do extremely well even if you provide them 3 to 4 hours of direct sunlight. All of my plants were getting the sunlight from around 11 AM to 2:30 PM, and you can see that they are doing really very well. However, even though if you provide them whole day of sunlight, it's not going to make a big difference. Now let me give you one example here. See, you can see this plant, and I kept this pot on terrace, and you can see this plant is looking quite similar to the all other plants. Here is one of my other plant, and you can see that it's looking extremely gorgeous, and let me tell you that it was getting the same amount of sunlight. Only 3.5 hours of direct sunlight. While watering your plants, Please be very careful, as pansies don't need lots of water. So always take time in between watering and let the topsoil dry out completely, and then only water your plants. If you are going to give it too much water, then you are going to find yellow leaves on your plants. For all of my plants, I was watering them once in 3 to 4 days, and the plants which I was keeping on the terrace, for that I was watering them every alternate day. So now you can imagine how much less water the pansies need. I mean, even though the plant was getting the whole day of sunlight, it was not needing the water on a regular basis, I mean daily. So please be very careful. As a fertilizer, I just use 4 crystals of DAP, and you can use the DAP crystals once in 20 to 25 days. To apply the DAP, it's really very easy. You just have to keep the crystals on the soil and then simply press it inside. You really don't have to worry about how much deep you should keep the DAP crystals. Just keep it near about, let's say, 2 to 3 mm inside the soil. And once you are going to water it, a little bit amount of fertilizer would get dissolved in water, and that way the plant would be getting the nutrients for coming days. In case if you don't want to apply the DAP fertilizer, then you don't have to apply it at all, and let me give you one other organic solution. So what you can do is you can take near about 50 to 70 grams. Please note that 1 teaspoon is almost equal to 5 grams. Take 50 to 70 grams of either vermicompost or compost cow dung powder, and take 10 to 15 grams of bone meal, and simply apply directly on the soil, and you can see how you can apply it. To get the blooms on a regular basis, you need to do one more thing, and that is the deadheading. Deadheading means simply removing the spent blooms, and you can just look for the spent blooms and simply cut the spike. Okay, let's talk about propagating your pansies. See, there are 2 ways by which you can do it. One, that is the seeds, which you already know, and the second one is you can also propagate your pansies simply by dividing or by cutting. I mean, you can divide your plants as soon as you see there are 2 crowns. My plants are not yet ready to be divided, but the process is really very similar to the Zerbera. And I already have a video about propagating the Zerbera, so you can watch that video simply clicking on the I button on top right corner. If you are getting any kind of pest issues on your plants, then please use the Neem Oil once in 7 to 10 days. I do have a video where I have shown the entire process, I mean how you can use the Neem Oil the best way. So you can watch that video simply clicking on the I button on top right corner. For your info, I did not get any kind of single pest attack on my plants. So guys, this is all about how to grow and care for the pansies at your home, and I really hope you found the video useful. If you did, please do me a favor, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and many thanks for doing that. Also, I would really love to see the plants you are growing at your home, so please join me on Instagram. Thank you very much for taking your valuable time to watch the video. I truly appreciate it. Have a great day and enjoy.